Hello everyone, welcome to lesson 11. This is a third video under lesson 11. We are still talking about how to use Tableau to organize dimension values, and in this video, instead of talking about selecting several values from dimension to form a group, again we're going to use a chart for that, we're actually going to focus on the visual component and select the visual component of it to group using the chart. I know it sounds confusing, so let's use Tableau to show you what I mean. So last time in the last video we actually selected values themselves and then created this a dimension value, a new value called miscellaneous, and that's part of that facility type group. The remaining items of values that we did not select to go under miscellaneous, they were left unchanged, meaning they're still there. That's an important thing to notice, because when we, and let's create a new sheet, do the visual selection, let's put results and number of records, put it on the columns, and we have a bar chart created. We have this visualization, and let's first look at what it's actually saying. Businesses get inspected, and there's some outcomes of those inspections. So some of them fail, some of them passed, some passed with conditions, and in other instances the inspection itself didn't happen. There was an attempt, but business was not located, there was no entry, out of business, not ready. So you can already feel that it's probably two categories of things. One is when the inspection took place, the other one when they did not, and there are outcomes associated with them. So let's create a group that only has dimension variables associated with the fact that inspection did take place. So those outcomes would be fail, pass, and pass with conditions. And instead of actually clicking and selecting dimension value names right here, we will go and click on the bar component of the visual, fail, pass, and pass with condition. And we still have an option now to group them using this approach. So let's do that, and when we do that, notice a few things will happen. The first thing is, notice we do have this results group, new dimension created. But interestingly, in our rows, this new group was not moved into it. We have the original one there, which is different from this visualization, where the actual new group based dimension was moved into its place. So let's come back here. So that's one difference, and the other one is, you notice that this new dimension is moved into color right away. So Tableau is giving us a visual way of depicting how this new group based dimension is created. And then there is a legend displaying it saying, hey, all these dimension variables that you selected, we grouped them into one thing. You probably want to change the name, and then everything else that we did not select, that's actually labeled other, which is different than from the previous visualization where we are selecting values. So you have to be careful what you want to do, and then based on your desired visualization and what you want to display, you need to be careful which way you're going to actually group and select variables to be grouped. And just to show you that you can still do things like maybe go into edit group, and you can see how they are formed. You can move things around. You still have a choice to rename, so let's call that inspected, and maybe let's call this group not inspected. Okay, and here it is. If you want to bring it into a visualization, this new dimension, you certainly can. We put it in front of results, and maybe this is something that you like, or if you swap them, the insights are slightly different depending what you're trying to communicate. And then you still have options that might be still new to you, but let's introduce some of those things kind of slowly throughout the class. If you want to change the color, you can, and maybe you want to make this color bright friendly, and for inspected select orange, and not inspected maybe this one right here, and assign, and it's right there. And let's say now this is redundant, we remove this out, and we have our visualization that was based on our creation of a new dimension that was designed through the actual visual selection. So let's rename the sheet and call this, for the lack of a better word, visual grouping. And that's it. Okay,